Hi, we're live.
All right.
Are we
Hey,
live?
yep, and Rhonda's here already.
Hi, Rhonda.
Uh,
We're
hey,
late.
Rhonda. We're running a little late today. Um, Getting a little absorbed in some type of meditation that Kelly will explain. I don't even know how to explain it. Um, yeah, today's a strange day. I started out the day great. I was in a great mindset and great space this morning, and then I like went off a cliff again. And the kids were nuts. And everything was out of whack. And then I spent the day just trying to find something, peace or something, and I couldn't find it. And then in came Kelly with, let's try this. I'll let Kelly explain that part because I don't even know how to explain it. It makes no sense to me, but whatever it is, it's crazy. And I've done it twice now, and I might even try to talk her into doing it again before I go to bed.
Well, you remember last time we talked, I was telling this finally. Last time we talked, um, I was talking, I kind of shared about this online retreat thing I was doing. And so I found this method through a woman who it's part of what she does for her clients. Um, and she did it during her hour long, she had an hour long, talk with the hosts of the retreat. And she did it for both of them. The hosts are a married couple. And so she did it two different kind of scenarios with each of them, um, kind of as an example. And it's really meant to be a tool when you're either faced with a decision about something or you're looking for answers about something, um, which is
I, I, I
where
never
you are today.
I never
Um,
do anything, so I'm good.
yeah,
The
yeah.
overthinker,
So,
perpetual.
so I'm just going to share my notes from that. So she started out by explaining that to become conscious is to take responsibility for yourself. And then she said that the heart is the spirit of you and your stomach is your free will. And so separating, um, that we need that listening and slowing down, is helps, you figure out truth, right? So when you're feeling something, when you feel like sad or you feel anxious or whatever, that's helpful because it triggers and it's telling you your true self is telling you something and trying to keep you in alignment, right? So when we have those moments of like anxiousness or sadness or anger or whatever, we need to stop and kind of go through this process to figure out to put ourselves back in alignment, right? To figure out, why am I feeling this way? How do I get back to alignment, basically? So the way it works is there's two things. One, if you have a question, why am I doing something? How am I doing something? Whatever. Then the way the process works is you um, breathe like you normally breathe in meditation, right? Breathe in deep, breathe out, and when you breathe out, she calls it going down the slide. Like, picture yourself going down a slide when you breathe out. You know, identify something in the room. So the difference here is, don't close your eyes. Identify something that you see in the room, or if you're outside, identify a tree or a rock or whatever. Identify something that you can look at to keep you present in the moment and not go to your head. So what we're trying to do, the goal is to separate what are thoughts and what is spirit or truth, right? Separate you trying, especially this, I think that's why you like this so much, is you're an overthinker. And when we're overthinkers, we just spin and spin and spin and spin and spin our wheels trying to find the answer. And this requires you to both identify, this is what my head is telling me, and then separate it out and say, this is what my spirit says. So that's the process. You identify an object, you ask your question, why am I feeling this way? And you go, my head says, answer. You quickly answer. So you ask the question, you say, why am I feeling this way? My head says, because I'm worried about money. My head says, because I am working too much. My head says, because whatever, right? So you answer this over and over again. My head says 3, 4, 5, as many times until you feel like you have the answer. Then take a deep breath again, identify an object in the room. It could be the same object or something else, but it's important that you identify an object, because remember, we're trying to get out of our head. We don't want to be thinking, eyes open, identify an object, looking at an object. It's almost like you're tricking your brain. You're thinking about that object. And then you ask the question again, why am I feeling this way? My spirit says, and let your spirit answer, and let your heart, spirit, however you identify, let that answer instead. So you've already gone through and listed these things. This is what my heart says, or this is what my head says, right? You've overthought it. You've allowed that out. Deep breath again. Identify the object. Look at the object. My spirit says, and then rapid fire answer. My spirit says, because I feel unworthy. My spirit says, because childhood trauma. My spirit says, whatever it is, whatever those things are, right? And let it develop and let it keep going, right? Then it's very important, once you kind of let all that out, take a deep breath and ask yourself, does this feel true? And your body knows, right? You know when there's truth. There's a difference when your head, like, because you and I aren't doing this over video, or weren't doing the meditation thing over video. No, I'm saying heart and spirit. I'm kind of saying equating those, because I think depending on your belief system, you could equate the two. I use the term spirit instead of heart, because I'm trying to separate human body and spirit or soul, right? So we want to be careful to make sure that we're separating those two. But yeah, and then when you ask yourself, does this feel true? So like, right? It's such a cool, it's a really cool thing. So then the other very similar thing, but just if you're in the midst of a decision, right? If you're trying to decide between two things. And Mike and I kind of did this interchanging because it just worked with what he was going through. When your heart is feeling resistance to something, she calls this one emptying the garbage. When your heart is feeling resistance to something, or you're faced with the decision, instead of just saying, my head says, say, what am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? And so we did this kind of, I say, interchanging, like, because we were answering multiple questions. So when we got to the point where it was, does this feel true? Then we would ask another question, because what we were dealing with is real deep stuff. It's not like, trying to make a decision about whether or not I buy a house. It's like really, really deep things that we're dealing with. So we kind of use the things interchangeably. What am I afraid of? I'm afraid of, not making enough money. I'm afraid of not being able to pay my bills. I'm afraid of whatever it is, I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of not being loved, not being accepted, whatever. And then again, you identify something in the room. Where you find the truth is spirit says whatever, and you just keep going through that process until you kind of exhausted it. And then, does that feel true?
And I'll be the first to tell you, it manifests in physical pain. Like, it manifests in physical pain. Like, it hurt like hell.
So the thing that was really interesting when I watched this woman do it was, you could see when the people were answering head, you could see like the tension, right? You could see their brains, whatever. And when they finally got to the point where spirit, they felt like they found the answer, you saw them relax. When you get to the, does that feel true? You saw the people relax. And so when you and I did this the first time, your the way you were explaining your experience sounded very similar to that you were catatonic, right?
Yeah. This time not as much. The last time the last two times I was not actually. I couldn't get to that
Well, you
focus
actually
point.
didn't. Yeah,
I just
yeah,
couldn't get the mind to stop. The mind, like I was trying and I was going deep, like real deep, but my mind wouldn't stop. It just like it kept interfering every time I would try to connect. And it was like, I mean, I wanted it. It
yeah,
wasn't lack of effort. It was just like it just wasn't reaching it. And it felt like it almost did. And then I had to stop. Like it just started hurting way too damn bad.
yeah,
I mean, it was painful as shit. It was
yeah,
really rough.
yeah.
Um,
I think that's. I mean, we were going pretty deep, and
uh,
yeah, like I described to you, it felt like open heart surgery. I mean, we were going really, really deep. We weren't dealing with just you know minor everyday decisions and issues. We were dealing with root core of
yeah,
the stuff.
I'm not quite sure what a regular everyday decision is. I don't think I even think about those. They're kind of on autopilot at this point. Like, it's crazy though because it was so like the first time was so surreal, and the second time I was almost there. But then when I was staring at what I was staring at, I think it was the rock at that time, or maybe it was the metal bucket. I don't remember. But Sid
Yeah,
crossed the path. Sid crossed the path. It just I was right out of it. Like that was it.
yeah,
The first
yeah.
time it was great. She destroyed 2 pounds of spaghetti all over the floor and destroyed the house, but I didn't care. I was just catatonic.
You had a
Um,
day. That to
it was,
me was so telling because we had just finished that. You felt great, and you were like, how long was that? Where are my kids? Where are my kids? And I was like, clearly they're fine. Because nobody came
right.
out, the house isn't burning down, whatever. And you walk in the door and Sid has destroyed 2 pounds of spaghetti and you were calm. You were calm. Like to me, that was so telling. I mean, you were neurolinguistic programming.
Yes, it's
Somewhat. Not, I'm
a
not an
re-
expert.
I actually have done some of that on done that with somebody on myself. Um,
Oh, yeah.
it's yeah, it's interesting. It's helped me get over a lot of my triggers. It's helped me really pass most of
That's
a
good.
lot of my. Basically, it rewires your process, your reactions to things, and you're able to cut it off
Hmm.
and be aware before it affects you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yes, it does go to the root cause at
Hmm.
some point. You just have to keep digging, but that's more emotional stuff. I was going beyond emotional and going spiritual. Like, why can't I directly connect and stuff like that to myself on a regular basis for myself? Because I could do it for others all day long, but why can't I do it for myself? Surface would say it's a self-worth issue. Um, I think it's deeper than that, and it feels much deeper than that actually.
Yeah.
I think I have the pain to prove it.
Yeah.
It was really intense. Like it was trying to get to that root was just like really painful. My
Yeah.
body just didn't want to go there.
Hmm. Yeah. I was struggling. And I think, it's so telling. It's like proof that the truth is in you. I
Yeah,
mean, what other proof is there that the truth is in here? It's within you.
yeah. You've got to just dig and you've got to go through everything to get to it. And wherever you're at in life, it's got to be worth it to you. And I'm
Hmm.
obviously I'm worth it, right? Like on some level, I do have
You're
worth.
worth it.
Yeah, I am worth it. I'm just trying to get to a point that I can get past it, right? Because I don't want it to control me anymore. I don't want it to perpetuate what I've done my whole life. And
Hmm.
I can't do it for myself. It's a very deep question, right? And I took it from the the human level, right? Why can't I do it on a human level for myself? And again, anybody, any psychologist, any therapist would be like, well, you're having self-worth issues. Well, I'm willing to put myself through hell and back to get what I need and get what I want for myself and others. So I don't think that's a worth issue. I think it's deeper than that. And whatever it is, it's deep. I mean, it's freaking deep because it's like going
Yeah.
down to Mariana with a snorkel. It,
Yeah. Well, what was interesting was it felt like very quickly dealing with identifying and dealing with those issues very quickly. You identified the fears, you identified the worth issues, that you were identifying these things and dealing with them very quickly to get to the deeper levels. And that to me was super interesting, because it
well,
wasn't
I mean,
that
but
you were
but
acknowledging, yes, this is an issue. Yeah, you were acknowledging worthiness is an issue. My fear of failure is an issue. My whatever is it, my need to control is an issue. Whatever, these different things, you were identifying those as issues and then continuing to dig deeper. So that's to me is what's so interesting. And um, you just have to keep at this process. I think the truth is there. You'll find it.
I mean, I've done a lot of work, so it's like I know a lot of my issues, right? So I want to keep going because I just want to. I want to fix it. I want to get
Yeah,
over it. I don't want
yeah,
to continue to perpetuate the same patterns that I've had my whole
yeah,
life.
yeah,
Um, I'm ready to go to that next level, and I'm willing to go through whatever I need to go through to get there.
yeah,
Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I just want to do it.
yeah,
Well, I think everybody's formed from some type of fear, right? Um, I think fear is the root of many issues and many
hmm,
problems have. And I don't know. I'm curious to see Kelly do this, but I don't know if I can guide her the way that she guides me. Not on this one. This is different. This is very, very different. And I'm lucky to be the
yours,
guinea
right?
pig. I'm lucky to be the guinea
You
pig.
are the guinea pig. No, okay, that's the other fun part about this is, Mike's going through something and he's like, please can we meditate? I'm like, sure, whatever. And he's telling me all this stuff and I just say, hey, do you trust me? Can we try something? Can we try something? He's like, sure, whatever. And so we do it, and he's like, what was that? Have you ever done that before? I was like,
Nope.
no, you're the guinea
Nope.
pig.
The guinea pig. Now you can go
I've
practice
seen
on
it
that.
done. I've,
I've
yeah.
wanted to once,
But the
but I'm
idea of it is that it's a tool, right? The idea of it is that it is a tool and that you can hopefully learn to do it yourself and not, that you don't need someone else to guide you through the process. The notes that I wrote are, you're the one saying these things. My head says, does this feel true? My spirit says, it's your voice, So just having someone there, I think the thing that was helpful for this was having someone there to kind of keep you on track, which I think that is important initially, like to kind of okay, let's go back. What was the question? Let's go back to the question, or okay, we've got this question, next question.
I don't go on tangents, so I'm good. I have no issues with going on tangents. That never happens to me. Like I could never imagine
Exactly.
like
Right.
16 hours later sitting there trying to remember what the question. Like I mean,
Right. Why?
it
What was that whole?
was so like it was like that first time, like even this last time, like I was in a state that even though I couldn't get there, like I felt myself pushing,
Mhm.
right? And I
Mhm.
said I'm in pain, and
Yeah.
I tried to change the question. My body was like, no, go back.
Yep.
Like go back to that question. And apparently that's the one I need to focus on,
Yep.
which is
I
pretty
mean,
deep.
that's so powerful. That's really cool.
It's something. I'm
It's
not sure how to
something.
think. Um, it's yeah, yeah, it's crazy. It really is. Like I'm still speechless over it in a way because I
Yeah.
that first time was just so insane. And with three kids running around, it's obviously not easy to get to. Uh, but them all being
Right.
in bed
Right.
helps. But it's like I don't know. Like I mean, trying to get my mind to stop. right? Because it just never stops. But at the same time, not go into a meditative state, like a deep trance state, because that's the normal
Mm-hmm.
reaction. You rise, you go into that meditative state, you go into almost like otherworldly, right? And you go to a different place.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole object of this is to stay present, so your mind stays busy, so that you can
Mm-hmm.
hear the other parts that you say, and it's just a very usual experience. It really is. I don't know how else to describe
Yeah.
it. I mean,
Yeah.
wow.
It's a tool, right? It's a really useful tool to.
You should have
Yeah.
Becky read your notes once and let her do it with you tonight. Just let him read her once now. Just read them once
Okay.
and just give it a run and see how this works. It was
Uh,
so
I think I'm
chill
gonna
though.
sign up. She has this woman has a course. I think I'm gonna sign up for it. I wasn't going to, and then after doing this with you, I'm like, maybe I need to learn more from this woman.
Maybe you need to go to a pro to be the other half. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. This poor guy's gonna die over here. Look
She
at
has
him.
a five. I'm over here doing open heart surgery, and I haven't had the
Seriously.
training. Yeah, she has a
Uh,
five. Yeah, she has a 5-week course that just kind of what it's not just this. This is just a part of it, but yeah,
sounds painful.
maybe I should do it.
Sounds really painful.
Sounds painful. Yeah, but that's how we grow, right?
Yeah. Perfect. Bring on the pain.
Growing pains.
Yes, I am a professional at this.
Yeah.
Fully self-aware and accepting of it. It was really interesting though. And then what about your 21-day challenge? You should talk about that too.
Okay, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So because I'm about to re-invite you and Rhonda and a couple other people to it. Um, so I'm doing a 21-day challenge. Um, that is a quick meditation that takes about maybe 15 minutes a day, maybe. And it's about abundance, and it's about reprogramming our thoughts around money and abundance. And I've done it now for 8 days, and 8 days, 7 days, 8 days. I don't know. But it's awesome. You need a journal, um, but really you basically only write like one, um, like a statement of the day, like one statement of the day. Today's statement was, um, no, yesterday's statement was, everything I desire is within me. Everything I desire is within me. And it's things, you do things like, um, the first day, it or one of the days you wrote down, you list 50, it's 21 days and it's 15 minutes a day. Like it's not a lot. And I can say that in 7, 8 days that I've been doing it, I've noticed a difference already in the way I feel about money, and also in the way, that that abundance has come to me in the last 7, 8 days. It's been different. Which is just amazing. So I'll share a breakthrough that I had, because I think that this is the most helpful thing. One of the days they have you write out. I'll tell. There's 2 days. One of the days they have you write out all of your debts. It's early on, so when y'all do this, it won't seem like such a. It's not a spoiler. No spoiler. So one of the days they have you write out all your debts and all your bills, and list out not amounts, but just list out what those are. Okay. Um, House, car, whatever it is, any debts, medical bills, whatever you have, and then all of your like expenses, rent, um, electricity, car, phone, whatever. You list out all of your expenses. Okay, so you do that. That's one day, and you say, so the statement from that day was, I create my personal abundance from an infinite source. So part of this is like rewriting your brain to realize that we are that we're not limited. There's not this limited amount of resources. We're not in competition. There's an unlimited amount of resources, and we just have to tap into that basically. I need to like speed this up because I don't want to bore you. So day 1 or day whatever, 3, whatever, you write down all these debts. Then the very next day, you draw out it's an art whatever challenge. You draw out and write yourself checks and draw money and draw gold or draw whatever is abundance to you. Draw it all out. And I wrote myself a check. It part of the like homework or whatever was to write yourself an amount that would pay for everything from the day before. Okay? Write yourself an amount that would pay for everything from the day before. So I do my challenges in the morning. I did it, whatever, wrote the check, wrote the amount on the check, circled it, said my thing. Today I focus on what I want to attract in my life. That was the statement of the day. Today I focus on what I want to attract in my life. Okay? Go throughout my day, refocus, notice that statement a couple times a day. I'm meditating that night. And I keep hearing, you have it. You have it. I'm like, what? It's like, you have it. And I look over at my bag and I remember that I have a statement from my teacher retirement when I used to teach, whatever. I have a statement because I'm trying to move that money. And I haven't looked at it. I don't know what that amount is. And I go and I open the envelope and I'm like, holy cow. And I write that number down in my notebook. And then I think, okay, wait a second. I know I have this amount here. I know I have this amount here. And I add up all of the money or worth of things that I have or whatever. And I add it all up, and it's more than the check I had written myself. More. It was like such a breakthrough to me to be in this place where like, okay, if only in the morning, that morning, I'd written myself a number. If only I had a check for this amount, I would be free. I literally had this thought. I would be free. I wouldn't have to worry about which job or what, whatever. If my job doesn't work out or if whatever doesn't work out, I wouldn't have to worry about it if I just had this amount of money. Not 12 hours later, I'm meditating and I hear this, you have it, you have it, you have it. I'm not saying that's going to happen for everybody, but holy cow,
It definitely won't be the same experience for me. Now,
it was a breakthrough moment though. It really was. And so, I don't know. It's very encouraging. Another thing that you do is kind of release the ancestral pattern of relationship with money, right? You release it. You let it go. And you ask permission from your family and ancestors, whatever, in like a, prayer, meditation, whatever, to let it go, to ask, like, basically, can we let this go? Let me be the last. Let me be the first to overcome this burden of lack, Anyway, so it's been awesome for me. I don't like guided meditations. For the last month and a half since I've been actually seriously meditating, I haven't done them really at all, but this has been great. It's really good. I'm not going to say his name, Deepak Chopra. Is that how you say it? The guy that's like besties with Oprah.
Yes.
Whatever. It's one of his. So it's 21 days and it's all around abundance. So we'll be sharing that with both of you and some other people.
I am so excited.
It's going to change your life.
Oh, that's what everybody says about everything I do. What's going to change my life is getting extra sleep.
Sometimes it's true.
It is
Are you
true.
getting tired? You're getting tired now because we're not talking about your...
I've been up since 4.
Oh, gosh.
I'm up every day at 4.
Okay, I'm going to save my other book for next time.
Oh, there you go. We can turn this into like a weekly book club.
Okay.
The 4 Agreements, Miguel Ruiz. It's a great book.
Yep.
It is a great book.
It is.
Yeah, you could do Eckhart Tolle, Power, do A New World.
I need to do that can be next one, yeah.
Sharma, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, 5 a.m. Club.
I want to read No, my next one is Conversations with God.
Well,
Conversations with
I'm gonna
God.
read Napoleon Hill's book about a conversation with the devil.
Okay. Okay.
That's my next book to listen to. I don't read, but I'll listen to it. Maybe I'll torture the kids tomorrow on the drive. I'll put the book on.
Hmm.
That'd be
Good idea.
karma for them.
They're gonna be watching their tablets anyway.
Seriously, drive me nuts. Oh, I won't even hear it. And then Sid will just want trolls on. Oh, I'm gonna cry. All right. Well, I'm gonna call it because I'm fried. I'm exhausted.
Sounds
I
good.
wanted to do that again tonight, but there is no way. It won't happen.
Okay, no worries.
We'll have to do
We
it.
can do it tomorrow.
Yes. Yes.
Get some
Outwitting
rest.
the devil. Maybe that is it. Is that it? Maybe. I'm curious. Sounds right. I would check
I like
Audible, but
that.
I'm kind
Yeah.
of phone. All
I
right.
don't.
Everybody have a
Oh,
good night.
my phone is.
You're using yours
You
too,
too.
right?
Night. Bye, Rhonda. Yeah.
All right. Good night.